Hey guys, my name is Nicolette Bashile. I'm also known as the Financial Bunny. Welcome to the Financial Bunny TV. I'm hoping that you're also well. I feel like I haven't spoken to you guys in such a long time. Today, I want to position an idea I've really just been thinking about and thinking, you know what, maybe this may be a way to assist a lot of people that may be struggling with reducing their debt and really freeing up some money into their budgets, and so that they can have a bigger disposable income. But remember that none of my videos constitutes as financial advice. If you are looking for financial advice, please speak to somebody that is certified and registered with the FSCA to give you financial advice. And in the case of debt, I do hope that if you are feeling a little bit just like you're drowning or you're choking, please go speak to a debt counselor. You may just be somebody that somebody out there can really assist. But let's get straight into the conversation. I want to position a debt Stockvel using the Snowball method to be able to start your debt reduction journey. Why do I say to start your debt reduction journey? So I'm not going to say to you, you're going to reduce all of your debt at once using this method. I'm saying it could potentially start you in a good space to be able to pay off your debt. So I see a lot of people, especially young women, who are in debt or have a little bit of debt and they can't get out of it, or they can't start paying it off because they just feel like it's overwhelming and they don't know what to do. But the funny thing about a lot of those women is that they all pay for some sort of Stockvel. You know, they paying, and those amounts are actually quite big. Sometimes it's like 1,000 rand, 1,200, 5,000 rand that they're using to actually pay into a Stockvel. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with a Stockvel. What I am saying is your Stockvel needs to have a financial goal. You need to have it up front and not when your money comes in your rotational month, because that's what a lot of people do. They wait for the money to come into their month, and that's when they want to now use that money for something. And most of the time, it's never really a lasting impression that we use that money for. So today, I want you to use your Stockvel to pay off some of the debt that is really giving you stress. But that is the one debt that could really catalyst you into starting your debt reduction journey. Now, here's the tricky thing about debt reduction strategies. Whether it's the Snowball method, whether it's the avalanche method, whether it's the cash flow index method, all of them need you to have an extra amount that you need to pay into one of your debts, right? We've seen all of them. I've explained all of these debt strategies to you guys. If you have not seen some of my videos, please go back and look at the videos where I actually go into these different debt payment strategies, right? So, as I said, all of them need you to have an additional amount of money to pay into a specific debt that you have used the different strategies to identify as the first date that you actually need to pay for. So now we know we need an additional income. But a lot of people will then say to me, Nicolette, I have chewed up to my nails. There's no more reducing that I can do in my budget. I am cutting out so many things. I just don't have that additional amount of money. The thing is, we can all sit here and say, stop drinking coffee, switch off your geyser. The reality is those savings are not going to assist you in saving up enough money for you to pay additionally into your debts, right? And then it's the same people that say, I just can't take up an additional income stream. But a debt Stockvel may help you create that additional income that you will need to pay into one of those debts to really start off your debt. So let's use the debt Snowball as an example, right? Now, the debt Snowball is very simple. It is a snowballing effect, right? So once you pay off the first debt, you use the money of that first debt to pay off the second debt. That's basically what the snowballing looks like. Now, the debt Snowball says, list all of your debt according to the outstanding balances. So let's assume this is what your debt registry looks like, right? You've got a credit card, a car, a home loan, a store card, a personal loan, right? So those are your debts. Your credit card at 15% interest rate, 15,000 rand outstanding balance, you're paying 1,550. Your car, 10% interest rate, over 260,000 outstanding balance, you're paying 5,000 every single month. On your home loan at 9%, 700,000 balance, you're paying 6,500 for it every single month. On your store card at 23%, you're paying on an outstanding balance of 12,500 or whatever the store card is, and you're paying 1,390. It could even be macro, whatever store card you've got. The personal loan at 18.25%, you on a balance or outstanding balance of 45,000 rand, you're paying 1,270. So the debt Snowball method says list them all according to the outstanding balance first. So your outstanding balance, basically, if we're looking at this column only, we know that means that the first date that you're going to be looking at is your store card, right? So let me stand on this side so I can explain a little bit better. So your number one is the store card, right? The second one would be the credit card, right? The third one would be the personal loan. And I'm going to just write the first three. Personal loan. Personal loan, right? So I'm just going to write those three because essentially what I said is you're not going to pay all of your debt. You're going to potentially start off one debt that you're going to pay off, and then using that, and let's give yourself even like one debt in one of your rotational month when you get paid in your rotational month, and additional 2 or 3 months that you need after that to be able to pay off that debt, because whatever you guys are collecting with your group or your Stockvel might not be enough to pay off your debt once off. So let's look at actually how much you are collecting with your Stockvel members, right? So if you guys are 10 of you and you're contributing 1,000 Rand each month, it means that you in your month where you are going to be collecting, essentially you're going to get 9,000 from the 9 members plus your own 1,000 Rand that you are going to actually contribute anyway. So you would have that 1,000 Rand because it's part of your budgeting now, right? You've made provision for it in your budget that every single month you contribute 1,000 Rand. So you actually have it on your budgeting list, right? Also, you remember that part of the debt snowball method or all of the other method is that you still need to pay the minimum amounts every single month that you're required to pay. So that's this column, the monthly installment that you are going to pay. So on your budget, again, you do have the 1,390 for the personal loan. You do have the 1,550 for the credit card. You do have the 1,270 for the personal loan. So all of those amounts are made, or there is provision for them. What you're feeling like is you're feeling tight and you're feeling like you're drowning and you're choking. So you want to give your budget a bit of breathing space by reducing some of these dates, right? So that's exactly what the Debt Stockvel's biggest aim is to do, is to assist you in starting that engine to be able to reduce your debt. So which one do you start with? You start with the store card, because according to the Debt Snowball, that's the one that's got the least outstanding balance, right? So essentially, that's the one we need to start off with because it's a motivational debt strategy. Unlike the debt avalanche that says start with the most expensive debt, which is the debt that's got the highest interest rate. If we're using the avalanche, you would then need to start off with the store card again, actually, because the store card is the most expensive of your debt, right? If you actually do the mathematics and you do the cash flow index also, the formula is take the outstanding balance divided by the monthly installment and you'll get a figure, right? Whatever that figure is, if it's above 100, that debt is efficient. If it's below 100 and below actually 40, that is the most inefficient debt. It means that it takes a big chunk of your money every single month in comparison to how much you actually have borrowed. And that's always the debt that you need to pay off first and most important. So in this case, it is the store card, right? So now we're paying off the store card. So our monthly payment for the store card is 1,390. Now, in the month that you are getting the rotational payout of the debt, it means you're going to get 10,000 Rand. It's 9,000 plus your 1,000. So it means that you actually are going to have 10,000 Rand additionally to pay into this debt. Essentially, you're going to be paying 11,390 in the month where you are getting your money, right? So if you pay 11,390 into this outstanding 12,500, it means that you actually are going to be owing, let's see how much you're going to be owing after this. So that's 0, we take the 4 there, we make it 10, that's 1, 4 minus 3 is 1, 2 minus, that means you are going to be owing 1,110. So in the next month, after the month where you get your payout, you are going to be owing 1,110. How fantastic is that? Because actually, that amount that you pay every single month, the 1,390, is even more than what your now new outstanding balance is on the actual store card. How fantastic is that? So essentially, you're going to make a saving to settle that store card, 1, right? 2, you would be done with it. You will be done with the store card. Then you need to move on to the next step of what the debt snowball method says. And it says that in the next step, after you've finished off one debt, you are motivated to now pay off the next debt. The next debt we're going to now go after is the credit card. But instead of just the simple 1,550 that you had made provision for in your budget for the credit card, you now have the 1,390 that you were using to pay for the store card that is already in your budget. You are going to add that on to the 1,550 for your credit card, and all of a sudden you are now paying 1,550 plus 1,390. You are paying 5 plus then is 13, carry 1, 5 plus 3 is 8, 9, 2,930 that you will have for your credit card. And that's when you now start paying that additionally. And we can do the calculator to see how long it's going to take you to pay off that 15,000 rand if you are paying an additional 1,390 over and above the 1,550 that you are actually paying every single month into that account. Let's actually do it. Let's see how much it would look like. Let's see how much it would look like on a calculator, right? So if you are paying 1,550 on an outstanding balance of 15,000 rand, being charged 15%, and you are adding on an additional 1,390, this is how much you're going to pay. How fantastic is that? And this is exactly why you can use a debt Stockvel with a group of friends who have like-minded interests to reduce or start reducing their debt. Using a snowball method, you can even use the avalanche if you guys want to. You can use the cash flow index if you want to, if that's what works for you. Identify the day that you're going to start off with, pay off that date, take that money, put it into the next date. And this is, you can even just do that Stockvel for 1 year. Literally 1 year. Or you just carry on doing it every single year, and you take that big chunk of money and you pay it into the next date, and you pay it to the next date. I promise you, you are going to start reducing your debt as quickly as possible. There's really no big secret when it comes to debt reduction. It's simply paying additional amounts of money so that you can start disturbing the formula that the bank has used to project how much interest you are going to pay them back over and above the principal amount that they have borrowed you. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.